Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Thunder Talk. I am Brian Rooker, along with Aaron Wagner, and today we're going to talk about Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers have roughly 3.5 weeks till their first game of the season. So, Aaron, let's start with the season preview. What are you expecting out of the Brewers this year? Give me a record. Give me a record. Give me a record.
They'll win 90 games.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know if they'll win 90, but I think they're definitely as good, if not better, than last year. And I think they're a better team for the playoffs.
Yeah.
If you're comparing them to the Packers, let's say, last year Packers won the Super Bowl, had a 10-6 record in the regular season. Last year, or that was 2 years ago technically, I guess now. Last year, 15-1 regular season, lose first game in the playoffs. I think the Brewers are like the 2010 Green Bay Packers in the fact that they might not have the same win amount in the regular season, but I like their chances better in the playoffs. And I'll tell you why, Aaron. Because why?
Why?
Because of the fact that everybody's crying about the fact that Prince Fielder gone and the Brewers are sunk because of it. Well, let's be honest here. Yeah, they lose Prince's bat, but they get Aramis Ramirez, who's going to have at least 75% of the offense covered that Prince would have had this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You got a guy in Alex Gonzalez who's a better defender, and Ramirez is a better defender, which means you're probably going to give up a few less runs defensively. Okay? If Gamble can give you anything at first, it's probably more than Casey McGee did last year at third.
Exactly. That's
You know what I mean? And the pitching staff is at least
better.
A lot of is probably better overall. You have the same 5 starters, plus you got a guy in Willie Peralta that if somebody goes down, you can put him in, and I think he'll be relatively good. You got K-Rod and Axford as your 8 and 9 again. You have a couple guys that can pitch in the 7th inning, and like Aaron and I were talking about before, it's probably the 7th inning by committee if you even need it a lot of times, because I feel very confident that a lot of our starters can go at least 7 innings. You're a much better, more solid team all the way around, and I like them better than last year. I mean, admittedly, I wish Prince was back, and some people won't, but that's okay. I wish he was back, but you know what? You move on. Prince moved on. We have to move on. It's an ugly breakup, but it's over. So.
Yeah. I got to sum this up. Let's start with pitching first. You got Gallardo, Greinke, Markham. Those 3 guys can give you 7 innings. Wolf on occasion can go 7. Narveson, I'm looking for him to improve a little bit from last year.
Yeah.
Another thing to look forward to, Greinke and Markham, contract years. Players always
pitch better.
Always pitch better. I wouldn't even worry about locking them up till midway through the year or at the end. I don't even know if they would want to sign a contract extension. They'll play better. Like you said, you basically have a 7-inning game with K-Rod and Exer.
Yeah.
So if your starters give you 6 at the least, 7.
You get 1 inning, but you got to struggle through a little bit and see if you can get some guys to.
Yeah. Then you compare the combo of Prince and Casey McGee to Ramirez and Gamble.
Better hopefully this year.
I think they're equal at the least. Prince. It's gonna hurt not to have Prince because he was clutch. He had Bruce big numbers, but I think personally I think Ramirez and Gamble will put up similar numbers. I see Gamble hitting 20 to 25 homers.
Really?
Bunch of RBI. Yeah, I do.
So you're sold on Gamble?
I am sold on Gamble.
You're sold on Gamble?
Yep. I know a lot of people are a little worried, but the thing is he's come up for a week or 2 and sent back down. He plays really good in AAA. He's never had an opportunity to really win the job at the major league level. You look at a player like David Freese, similar. He came on late last year. He played really good last year. He's a similar type of player, in the career minor league player. But then, I think I'm a big fan of Gamble. I think he'll have a good year, actually. And outfield, heart's hurt right now, but you know what you're going to get from Braun. You got Gomez and Morgan in center field. And the good thing with that is you got Logan Schaefer. I'm a big fan of him, too. If any of those 2 guys, Gomez and Morgan, start playing like crap, they better watch because Schaefer's right behind him. Just as good defense. So he's a pretty good bat.
And actually, if I can interject there, you named 3 center fielders that could be very good. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to make a startling pick here, but I don't think any of those guys are going to be starting at center at the end of the year. I'm taking Nori Aoki, the Japanese outfielder that they got, the guy who has won 3 batting titles in Japan, and the equivalent of what is the Golden Glove over there. He's won that 6 times. I think he's a guy that's an exceptional talent, and I think by the end of the year, he's going to take his native center field
Really?
and start there. I think he's going to start there, and I think he's going to hit second in the order, and I think he's going to hit roughly 300, and I think he's going to be a very good player. So, but the point is you got four
got a lot of
guys
options,
that
you
can
got a lot of
arguably
options.
start in center, with Gomez being, Gomez maybe not, but
Okay,
you have at
okay.
least three guys that are.
Gomez, I want to sound off on this.
Yeah.
I know. I rip him all the time. People rip him all the time. I think he's going to have a career year this year. He showed at the end of last year. He actually has some plate discipline. He doesn't swing at sliders and curveballs down and away.
Yeah.
If he would learn, I would make a rule if I'm Renicky. I would tell Gomez you have to bunt once a game. Honestly,
he's one of the he's
look,
one of the
last year
quicker
he
guys
hits
out there.
he hits what 220, 230. You're telling me he could at least if he would bunt every time he would hit 300. He honestly would.
He's quick enough.
Get on base, steal second base,
Yeah.
easy, scoring position.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I think this year they're going to run a lot more too.
And they should. I think they got the
No doubt.
guys for it. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at let's look at the team. Okay, let's start at catcher. Lucroy, good speed for a catcher.
For a
Maybe not
catcher,
going to
yeah.
steal a lot, but 5-10 steals maybe, give or take. Gamel's faster than Prince.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, decent over there. Ricky's a guy I think could steal 30 if he had the
Oh,
chance.
for sure. Yeah.
Gonzalez in his younger days maybe not so much anymore. Ramirez same thing. But guys that aren't a liability taking off. I mean,
Exactly.
not going to steal a lot, but decent. But Braun, another guy, he had coming off 30 last year.
Yep.
I think he can get 30 again. Corey Hart's a guy that in his younger days had a couple 2020 seasons. He's lost a little speed,
He has.
but still a guy that's again not a liability to run. And then anybody you put in center basically can run.
Yep, I
Whether
agree
it's
with you.
Gomez or Morgan or Aoki or Schaefer, all of them can take off.
That's
so,
another thing too. You look at the end of games. I think it's going to help them in September, and if they make the playoffs, if you got Corey Hart out there and you need a player to put in there for defensive purposes, you could put Gomez in center and Aoki in right field.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about Hart trying to chase down a fly ball. It's just scary as heck to watch him. Just the little things like that will come in handy. Lucroy, another year older, can call better games.
I am very excited about Lucroy.
Exactly.
I mean, I have to admit, I was an Angel Salome fan when Lucroy and Salome were coming up through the ranks and who was going to be the catcher of the future. So, but once I jumped ship when Lucroy got called up, I've been on that guy since he came up. I think he's a fantastic player. And you know what? He's got a
perfect
good
hitter.
bat.
In that 8-hole.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
He's a good bat, but
Perfect.
more than that, much more than that, in my opinion, I love his defense.
Yeah.
He works his butt off,
Tough.
number one.
It's tough as nails.
Tough as nails. And just good defensive catcher.
Yes.
I mean, Brewer fans were spoiled defensively when we had Jason Kendall.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lucroy is quite there yet, but I think he's getting there.
Yeah,
I think he's
well, I
going to
would
be
agree.
there. I think the sky's the limit defensively for this guy. And you know what? Let's say he's one of the best defensive catchers in the league, and he hits 260. Good enough for
Good.
me. You know what I mean? He's good probably for 10 to 20 homers, probably 15,
He's
16.
40 points higher than Uni hit last year, so
Yeah, no kidding.
that's improvement.
Exactly. So,
Same with Gonzalez, too.
Yeah.
I think, Gonzalez can play solid defense.
Mhm.
If he hits 250, 260,
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about Uni swing the bat at 220, 230.
right.
Where do you, at the end of the, you think they can make the playoffs?
Yeah.
You think they'll win the division?
I say wild card, well, a lot like St. Louis did this year. Wild card with a real chance to wreak havoc. That's what I'm calling. I think.
I want to stay away from
Very
the wild
good.
card because that one game.
Yeah. But hey, if you got a chance, you got a chance.
Yeah,
you know what
true,
I mean?
true.
Um,
I think the Reds will be the toughest in the division.
Yeah. No, I think the Matt Latos trade is huge.
Yep.
Shiny Cueto is another really good guy. I want to do something quick, Aaron. Though
All right.
I have went up and I've generated numbers from my own brain out of the starting
Okay.
rotation, John Axford, and the starting lineup. I'm gonna throw out my numbers. Now hear what you think about them.
Alright.
So I predict Yohani Gallardo will go 21-11 this year with a 3.47 ERA. What do you think?
If he stays healthy, he can win 20 games.
Think so?
That health will be key. 3.47 ERA. Sounds about right. He gets in trouble with the home run ball
A little
and
bit.
big innings. Yeah, that's good.
Pretty good.
I agree with that.
Zach Greinke 17-9 with a 3.73 ERA.
I think he could be a 20-game winner too. I think his ERA is going to be low threes.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Greinke's going to have a huge year.
Really?
Cy Young possibility. I think so. I truly do.
Cool. Sean Markham, I got 15-8 with a 3.63 ERA.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Markham, quality pitcher. But speaking of that, it's going to look real bad when Brett Lowry just tore it up last year.
Yeah.
He's gonna tear it up.
Yeah.
You're just gonna look back and say we could have got more.
Yeah, but at the time though, I mean, and it's a trade that I don't think we're in the playoffs last year though, Mark.
True.
So I think it's a necessary trade. Randy Wolf, I have 13-10 with a 3.92 ERA. What do you think?
Sounds about right. Maybe the ERA a little bit more. But
Yeah.
He's in the contract here too, I think. So.
Yeah, actually,
He's bound to pitch better than
Yeah.
he normally does.
And I got Chris Narderson at 12-11 with a 4.45 ERA.
Sounds about right.
I mean,
you
if you
just
get
want him to
500
pick. Yeah,
up,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, ERA mid-4s, mid-upper 4s.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's interesting though because, like we were talking, 3/5 of the rotation are free agents at the end of the year. And we can talk about this on a later episode. Some of the guys that may come up and take that spot, but it'll be very interesting to see who they re-sign. If I'm correct, Gallardo and Narveson are the only ones under contract, and what they do with Greinke, Markham, and Wolf really, in my opinion, depends a lot on how the younger guys look. How Jed Bradley looks, how Tyler Thornburg looks, how Taylor Youngman looks,
Exactly.
Willie Peralta looks, like that. So anyway, going on, I'm predicting 197 ERA with 43 saves from John Axford. Aaron, what do you think about that one?
43 saves. What's the record? 60.
Is
What's the overall record with K-Rod?
with K-Rod? 62.
62. I actually think
63.
no. That, I think Asterisk gets 50. I think he gets 50 games.
Yeah.
But
At least 40, I
42
would
is
say.
good.
I mean, I think he's a guy that's pretty good. Okay, my infield, I'm going to go Braun. I'm going to say 313 average, 37 homers, and 117 ribbies. What do you think? A little high?
That all sounds. The RBIs might be a little high. I'd say he's on the 100 RBIs, 117. Yeah, I can see around there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go any higher than that. I don't think. But yeah, I say 313, 315 average. Sounds about good.
Very cool. I have Aoki in center. I'm going to say he's at 307 with 3 homers and 32 RBIs. But you got to understand, Aoki's a guy.
Sure.
Aoki's not a power guy. He's a guy who's going to create the RBI opportunities.
How many stolen bases do you think from him?
Depends how much he starts and how much he plays. But I think he can get 20 if he
I
plays
think so, too.
regularly.
Yeah.
You don't know about that. Corey Hart, I have hitting 280 with 31 homers and 77 RBIs.
How many homers?
I have 31.
31.
I think it's a big year for Corey. If you can stay healthy, I think
Yeah.
you can hit him. I think you can hit him.
I think he'll hit 260. 260. Yeah, he'll get 20.
No 20.
I'll say 25 homers.
It's a good call.
Yeah.
I have Gamble in first, hitting 270 with 18 homers and 70 RBIs.
18 homers. Yeah, that actually sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
good.
it's a little higher. Maybe
Yeah.
not. I'm still debating whether he's going to make it through the year myself. But it's an issue here, and I'll talk about it at a different time. I have Weeks hitting 273 with 33 homers and 100 RBIs. I think it's a big year for Ricky.
I think so
If
too.
he stays healthy. Big
Yep,
if right
yeah.
there. Because, I mean, I love Ricky, but he does tend to sometimes get hurt.
I'd say he'll
If he
hit
can stay healthy.
around 285. I'll say 35 homers.
Really? 35?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
it's
he's
about
gonna
right.
have a huge year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Gonzo at short hitting 240 with 11 homers and 42 RBIs. Solid.
Oh, he's
Nothing
I hope he
special.
gets higher than 240.
Eh.
I want 250.
You want 250?
250.
If everybody else hits what I'm expecting, I'm okay with 240.
Yeah.
And I have Ramirez hitting 301 with 22 homers and 97 ribbies.
That sounds about right.
You know, that's a prototypical year for him. I think the next he's on a 3-year deal, and I think he'll be solid throughout those years.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, I have Lucroy hitting 260 with 17 homers and 37 RBIs.
That sounds. Homers might be a little much.
I think a little high.
Yeah, but yeah, I'd say he'll double digits homers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those numbers are about good.
All right, cool. Well, very optimistically, we sign off. Unless Aaron has anything else to say.
No.
All right.
I think we'll be NL Central champions.
I hope so. I think it's going to be a good year. So, for Aaron Wagner, I'm Brandon Rucker. I'd like to thank you for watching this edition of Thunder Talk, and we will see you next time. Thank you.